what I'm going to show you now is this, just take a step back and start talking again about the sort of the structure of Facebook. Like I said, you always log in as yourself, but your page will have an owner, and the owner of that page by default will be the person who created the page. So if somebody else created it for you, they could very well be the page owner. And what you want to do is set up an account in Facebook, which is it's either called a business manager or a business account. They tend to use both terms interchangeably. So what I'm going to show you here is I'm attached to lots of different business accounts and a couple of pages which aren't attached to a business account. So you can see here it says business accounts. How Gamer You is a business account. How Gamer You owns this Facebook page and Instagram account there. If I go right down here, you can see that I've got some that are just pages or Instagram accounts that don't have a business manager account attached to them. Some of them don't need to, and that's okay. If yours is one of these pages, what you want to do is create yourself a business account. You're kind of telling Facebook that you're the real deal, that you're a business, that you know what you're doing, and it will give you access to a whole lot more sophisticated tools, which you really want to access. And even if you don't need them right now, you're just so much better off doing all this, getting all this set up right from the beginning. And that way it's just much easier to scale up. And when you want to do the more sophisticated things, it's all there ready to go for you. So I can't actually click that plus button because I've made too many business accounts, annoyingly. But if you weren't in my situation, you would be able to click that button. And I'll show you what it looks like very briefly.
This is really important for people to understand, because what the most common mistake is that people go in and they say, I'm going to set up my business account, and they do it as though they go from their individual and then they just get a new page and they set it up. So it's an individual personal account they've turned into what they think is their business account, but there's no tools behind those accounts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, there are basic. So you do get some basic tools in Business Suite, but once you get into Business Manager, you just get a whole lot more. And the risk is that, so sometimes people have, say, built their page and they've started advertising on their page, but because they don't have a business account, the ads manager that they're using to advertise on is actually their personal account. And then if you start to have more than one business, you end up with all these different ads for multiple businesses in the same account, which just gets really messy and confusing. And you might want to separate the payment systems, for example, and that gets hard. So that's why I'm saying it's just really good to get this set up from the start. So if you don't have one, you just click on this create account, put in the details there, and you need to make sure that you verify that email that they send you. I can't do it. I'm not even going to try because I've tried too many times. So if I go back, when you have a business account also, what you'll see is that you've got extra settings. So there's this little icon down there, that settings one. If I was in one of the accounts here that didn't have that, which is all the way down the bottom, yeah, as you can see, it doesn't have that there. So you need to make sure that you create that business account. And then once you've created that, I'll go back. Actually, I'm going to switch, just to be confusing, I'm going to switch into Steel Products now. This is Cindy's account, and she sells bubble guns, not bubble gum. When I first heard it, I heard bubble gum and I was like, oh, bubble gum, that's interesting, but it's bubble guns. So as you can see, she's got settings down here. I'll go to settings and then I'll go into more business settings. And this shows you the full menu. This is what you get with a business manager account or a business account. Okay, so what it does is it sets it up kind of like a business structure where you can add and remove people, and you can have partners, and you can see all your assets. So the terminology that Facebook uses is assets. You can see here you can add people to be admins. You can have quite granular permissions for the people that you add as well. You can have partners. I won't go into it all in detail, but just here it is. So if you had just set up a business account, you would need to go to pages here and claim your page. So rather than that page being owned by you, the page becomes owned by the business, and you are a member of the business or an admin of that business. And then if you wanted to sell your business, it's very easy to do, because you can just remove yourself from here and the next person can slot in. So you need to say add, and you can claim a business page there, or add a page, or even create a page through that. Instagram accounts, you would do the same thing. Even if the Instagram account is attached to the page, still add it here as well, in here. And an ad account also. Before I go into the ad account, I'll just quickly show you a few other things that if you have a website, you probably want to do. In brand safety, you now need to verify that you own the domain. If you're running conversion, might be a bit high level, I'm just jumping up ahead here, but if you're running conversions campaigns which go to your website, and you're collecting data from your website and showing it to Facebook, then you need to verify that you own the domain. So you would do that here. I won't go through the process. There are ways of doing that. You just need to verify that you are an owner of the domain name there. And you would also get yourself a pixel, a Facebook pixel, and put that onto your website. And the earlier you do that, the better, because then you start to collect data. And I won't go into that because that's a bit more high level, but that's just, if you're at that point, you want to set that stuff up early and get it running. Down here, you can see it says business info, and you can add all your details here. It's a good idea to do so. You should see your email address there. Occasionally people get thrown because they're told they're restricted from advertising because they haven't verified their identity. If that is you, come here to business info and make sure that your email address is appearing down there. And if not, you can resend the verification email and verify who you are. You can add a payment method in here as well. I won't go into anything else. I don't think there's anything else there I need to go into except for the ad accounts. So again, your business account owns your ad account, and that way you're using the business's ad account rather than a personal ad account, which kind of by default gets assigned to you by Facebook. So an ad account already exists here. If I didn't have one, you would add one, just say add an ad account, and you go through a little wizard there and put in your currency and etc.
That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce sellers right here in Australia, with sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and also come and join us, you can get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is right in the description, and I will see you on the inside. Till next time.